Beer.
Hi, this is Nick Wobig. Thanks for checking out our podcast, Crack a Beer. Crack a Beer is brought to you by Sir Benedict's Tavern on the Lake. Sir Ben's is located on the shores of Lake Superior with an authentic English pub atmosphere with Great Lake views and voted the best outdoor seating spring, summer, and fall. They feature live musicians 5 to 7 nights a week with a full bar serving 20 plus beers on tap and a huge domestic and import beer selection. Plus, they serve the freshest gourmet sandwiches accompanied by homemade soups and dessert. Check out Sir Ben's today. All right, welcome everybody to our 6th episode of Crack a Beer. We're back once again at Sir Benedict's. This time we're trying some darker beers for the first time. We're going with the Great Lakes Brewing Company, Edmund Fitzgerald. And this one is the Oatmeal Stout.
Yeah, Oatmeal Stout.
The Sir Duluth Oatmeal Stout from, of course,
Lake
Superior Brewing Company.
Superior Brew Company.
Right here in Duluth.
So we're going to start out with the Edmund.
Yep, Edmund Fitzgerald, here we go.
I like it.
It is a very
Really
good
good.
beer.
It's not very rough for a
No.
porter. Normally when you get porters, you know, they get really like, I think of like the Deschutes Black Butte
Yeah.
Okay.
porter, and that one's a little more roasty, where this has some nice, more mellow kind of caramely notes to it that I really dig.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It has good flavor for a dark beer. I don't normally like dark beers, but hey, it's a good change of pace sometimes.
Yeah. And this one is pretty true to the porter standard of the alcohol by volume, right at 6%. So that helps. I was trying a couple yesterday that had they're upwards of 8%,
Wow.
and that just becomes a little bit too robust
Yeah.
in the porter world.
What I always love about the Great Lakes Brew Company, being in the bar and restaurant biz is that when people think Great Lakes, they're like, well, it's got to be a Duluth beer. But what a lot of folks don't understand is that even Ohio is still part of the Great Lakes chain,
Right.
Yeah,
where this brew
Yep.
comes from.
Yep.
You know?
With Lake Erie there, yep.
Yep. By the way, everybody, this is Garrett.
Nice to meet y'all.
Garrett, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah.
So my name is Garrett. I've lived in Duluth for 5 years now. Always considered myself a craft beer drinker and just the artisan of what craft beer is and how many different styles of beer are out there. It's pretty rare that I run into a beer that I don't like unless it's a warm PBR or something like
Right.
that. Milwaukee's Beast or something terrible. So I've been a restaurant guy for about 7 years, working both in kitchens and serving and bartending and doing all that fun stuff. So it's
Great.
really cool. I'm glad Nick decided to bring me in on Crack a Beer. And so yeah, I'm excited.
Great.
Always.
We're excited to have you, man. This will be a great addition for a 1 week guest, maybe a repeated guest. We'll see how it goes.
However many times you want to bring me back to try beer and talk about it, I'm more than
You got it.
happy.
Yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
I love beer. So
Great. The second one we've got for you today, this one is on Nitro, which I'm excited about. We haven't tried a Nitro beer yet either. And this is Sir
So,
Duluth Oatmeal Stout on
from Lake
Nitro.
Superior. And something we should note too about the difference between nitro taps and CO2 taps. For me, it's not like they're better or worse. A lot of times you'll see darker beers that are on nitro because it gives a lot more creaminess and some kind of cool notes to the beer. If you ever get a chance and you can do a side-by-side comparison with whatever style of beer it is, if you can do a CO2 and a nitro tap, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about there. It's not better or worse, it's just different. It just
Yep.
really changes
Yeah.
the head of the beer and some of the complexities in it.
Right.
And for me, nitro usually is a little bit more mellow, more creamy.
Yeah, sure. I've never tried a nitro brew, so
Yeah. Cheers.
cheers, everyone.
Yup.
Man,
You gotta love a good stout.
Yep.
You just have to.
This one here is my second favorite that they've got on tap
Really?
at Sir Ben's, and this is on pretty regularly, unless they get a specialty one, a specialty nitro. Yeah, by far top. I mean, definitely top 3, and hopefully next week we will be doing my number 1 favorite. So
well, we'll
tune in
see
for
about
that.
Tune in for that one. All right, now
No.
I guess I gotta come back.
I don't know. I have a problem with this beer though a little bit.
What's that?
It's you can really taste the alcohol right off the bat. Like,
Oh, you think so?
yes, I can.
Okay.
Like, if you taste like when you first put your lips on it, just you can taste the alcohol content right away. That's my taste.
Okay.
So
I didn't get
I
that.
don't know.
And it might not necessarily be I see what you're saying. I do get that alcohol note right
Right
at the
there.
right at the
It's like
midway.
it's
on
like
your
a
tongue.
harder alcohol, and it's just I don't know. It's not a beer for me.
Sure.
But yeah, I really like that Edmund Fitzgerald though.
Good.
Yeah, and with the oatmeal stout too, you get that nice kind of like that, almost like breakfast feel. I almost get a little bit
Sure.
of brown sugar, you know,
Okay.
like when I eat oatmeal, you know, because everybody loves oatmeal for breakfast, right? When I do eat it, you know, loads of brown sugar, and I kind of get that nice caramely kind of brown sugar note to it.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I think a lot of that alcohol flavor you're getting up front is just the grains and,
Yeah,
and the grittiness and robustness of what stouts and dark beers are.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, it's a good thing we're not sampling tea then.
We could.
Yeah.
Both of these are my cup of beer.
Yeah, there we go.
Is there? I had the Edmund Fitzgerald yesterday as well, and that was my first time trying that one.
Yeah.
And I just did a little, 1 ounce, 2 ounce sample of it or whatever, and I was like, okay, we got to do this one for
Yep.
the
Yeah,
podcast.
it's good.
and-
It's good. It's
Yeah.
I like that Edmund Fitzgerald. Just I don't like the oatmeal stout. So
Okay. Cool.
Well,
That's good.
and that's what's so cool about so many craft
Yeah.
beers out there. And don't be afraid
Right.
to try other ones.
I know that's
If you didn't care for this oatmeal stout with the Lake Superior, Summit also does one that's on,
Really?
on nitro.
Nice.
And
Yep.
it's less toasty than this and more smooth and kind of like a milky.
In the way I described that one when it was on tap, it tastes like a chocolate covered banana.
Yeah, I get
It
that.
was, it blended up, throw it in a glass. It was a chocolate covered banana. So
Right.
if you like that type of I guess that wouldn't even be citrus at that
Yeah.
point. Just that fruity flavor. That one is really, really good too. I almost guarantee you'd like that one.
Yeah.
maybe.
We'll have to talk to
We don't know.
Josh here
Yeah.
and see if we can get that on tap for us. But,
Um,
yeah.
So what do you
Very
think
good.
of the comparison between the two?
It's hard to compare them, I guess. This one is just the oatmeal stout is so smooth because of the nitro, I think, and that so it's physically smooth. It's also, to me, very tastefully smooth,
Right.
and that helps with that.
Yeah, and that was the biggest thing that I noticed in doing a nitro tap with the oatmeal and then having a CO2 tap with the porter is you can really notice a difference because they are similar in color and
Right.
porters and stouts are kind of somewhat similar in profile too.
Yes.
And I'm not 100% on exactly how they differ.
Okay.
I want to say your stout is going to be a little bit, tends to hail more dark with a little bit more sweet notes to it, where
Okay.
the porter is a little bit more toasty, but don't take that as far as you can throw it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Sure. Well, it makes a lot of sense. I guess if I were to pick one, obviously, I mean, I'll still say this is my second favorite beer here, and that's the oatmeal stout on nitro. So, would you go with the Edmund?
yes, I choose Edmund Fitzgerald.
Okay. How about you, Garrett? What would you're the tiebreaker here?
See, and I really, it's been a long time since I've had the Edmund Fitzgerald on tap.
Okay.
Both of these beers I'm very familiar with. They're two of the darker beers that I tend to have more as a house beer. I need a bigger glass of the oatmeal stout to really judge. At this point, I'm actually leaning more towards the Edmund Fitzgerald on tap over it out of a bottle. I mean, it's good in a bottle, but it's actually much better on tap.
All right.
Well, I lost this week again. Last week I was 1-2, so
And not that I dislike the oatmeal stout. It's
No, right,
it's-
exactly.
It's still in my wheelhouse of dark beers. I mean, I really, really like it. But for me, with this side-by-side comparison, I lean
Yep.
more towards the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah. It's not my just oatmeal and beer. I get the concept, but it's just not.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
The cool thing too, if you order this oatmeal stout or basically anything else on Nitro, if you have a good bartender, they'll tell you to wait, and that's because it'll cascade. So basically, it starts off looking like foam, and as the beer sits, the foam collects towards the bottom, and it's a really cool waterfall cascade kind of look. So if your bartender doesn't tell you that, please wait, because it's not going to taste the same until it's fully cascaded.
Guinness is one of those ones too that you have to let it cascade
Yep.
because otherwise you lose so much of the profile of the beer.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and that does it for our 6th episode. Once again, everybody, that's Garrett. Hopefully we'll have him back. And
I don't plan on going anywhere. They keep feeding me beer and I'll be back. Don't worry.
All right.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Crack a beer. Hi, this is Nick Wolbig. Thanks for checking out our podcast, Crack a Beer. Crack a Beer is brought to you by Sir Benedict's Tavern on the Lake. Sir Ben's is located on the shores of Lake Superior with an authentic English pub atmosphere with Great Lake views and voted the best outdoor seating spring, summer, and fall. They feature live musicians 5 to 7 nights a week with a full bar serving 20-plus beers on tap and a huge domestic and import beer selection. Plus, they serve the freshest gourmet sandwiches accompanied by homemade soups and dessert. Check out Sir Ben's today.